Bravos has been unlocked. This is the House of Black and White, and just as a reminder, I have read the books, so I am going to compare each one, do some comparison, but I mean in some cases we're like so far removed from the books that there's no point. Alright, so first up is Arya's story, which I thought it was good. Like, overall, really well done. Bravos looked really good, like, very similar to how it does in the books. And the House of Black and White looks great. I mean, there were only two things I didn't like about it. One, which is something I overlooked in the books, which is that it's good, but it's disconnected from all the other stories. Like, all the other stories, there's some sort of parallel or tie-ins. But this story, I mean, there's a couple little tie-ins that are going to come up, but or at least they come up in the books, but this story has very little to do with everything else in this season. And the other was the return of Jaquen, who I like him. I think he's a cool character, but it seems kind of unnecessary and pointless fan service. Like, in the books, he doesn't show up, and I kind of like it without him just because the writers keep doing this thing where they keep... Arya's very independent in the books, and the show constantly has her become dependent, relying on others, and I really like Arya being on her own, like, having to fend for herself, and having Jaquen there, I feel like it's going to take away a bit of that. Next up, we have Sansa and Brienne's story. Sansa and Littlefinger walk into a bar. What is up with people in Game of Thrones bumping into each other in bars? And they're going... We still don't know what Littlefinger and Sansa are going off to do, but it's not in the books. It could be Winds of Winter, but I don't know. But I mean, there's a bit of fun action in Brienne's story, but at the same time, are we going to go anywhere with these characters, especially Brienne, because we passed her in Feast for Crows, or is she just going to wander around a bit because we've run out of story? I mean, it's going to be hard to judge since I don't know where they're going. I don't know if they're doing their own thing or if they're following the books, but very different. Hopefully Brienne meets Lady Stoneheart. And then next up, the show did a really good job tying, like, the other stories together, like, with this theme of how do you rule and regards to mercy. I mean, first off, we did a good job segueing into King's Landing. I mean, Tyrion's story, he's not really getting much to play off of right now. He will get a character to play off of later on. But yeah, as of right now, his story is just another check-in. But King's Landing was good, showing Cersei how power-hungry she is, how paranoid. Like, Cersei is becoming so unlikable. Like, she's like the new Joffrey, and the show's doing a really good job showing that. And it also, again, setting up Jaime's story, who's going to Dorne, new location, which, honestly, I never really cared for Dorne in the books, but unforgettable. So maybe having Jaime there will make it more exciting, but also it's a good way to consolidate, because there's a lot of plot lines in this book. And in the book, when Jaime gets sent out, he just goes up north to clean up, take care of some stuff, and it's ultimately nothing that major. And honestly, I really didn't care for Jaime's story ever. So you're consolidating these stories, and which I'm okay with. So we get introduction to Dorne. There's nice parallels showing, like, how also in Dorne there's this guy who's struggling with ruling and winning the people over, and it's something Jon Snow and Daenerys deal with as well. We have two ends of the mercy spectrum. We have Jon Snow's story where he gives someone mercy and everyone just is like, what are you doing to him? And then there is Daenerys' story where she doesn't show mercy and everyone's like, what are you doing? So I thought that was really interesting. So Jon Snow, sorry for the background noise. Anyway, he's finally a leader, and which happens much earlier in the books, but it's finally happened. I would have liked it if they had done it earlier, just because he really wasn't doing much in Season 4, but yeah, it's happened now. still curious if they're gonna do with what they're gonna do with Sam and Gilly, because their relationship is very different in the books. It very much feels like they're gonna do with them what they did in the books. And also no Reek in this episode, probably because there isn't a lot of his story left. And I'd rather have them show him when they need to show him as opposed to dragging his story out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I feel like they're gonna do what they do with Sam and Gilly in the books. Just they've been foreshadowing it. And yeah, that's all I have to say. So leave your thoughts in the comments below. Like, dislike, subscribe. And this is JStarcy60 signing out. Until next time, take care.